It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look on a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition way. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with a couple of fine, wonderful gentlemen from Toronto, Canada, and they are based out of that area. They almost sounds like Journey, Styx, Heart, Def Leppard, and more. And they've got a song that's #1 on iTunes and Google Play in South Africa, of all places. You think they have #1 hits in Canada, but they've gotten a lot of recognition in South Africa, believe it or not. We'll have them talk about that story. And live, ladies and gentlemen, the ultimate Canadian band from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And we'll also find out about the name, ladies and gentlemen, Gary LeBar and Michael Swain of Walker's K. Guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Hey, thanks for having us on the show, Mike. We really appreciate it.
Yes, that's great to have you guys as well, too. So your guys are based out of Toronto, Ontario, and you also sound like Journey, Styx, Heart, and Def Leppard. You guys have been greatly influenced. And, of course, you've got a #1 hit on iTunes and Google Play in South Africa, and you guys have been doing this for quite some time. And also an interesting name to Walker's K. And before we get all that, tell us how I got started.
Well, as far as the name is concerned, first off, that's an island in the Bahamas. It's an out island, the northernmost out island of the Bahamas. And I flew in there. I'm a private pilot, and I took a bunch of friends around 1997 into the island just for a little vacation for about a week or so. And I was inspired back then, and I started writing a lot of music. And I said, you know what, if I ever start another band, this would be a phenomenal name, I think, to call the band Walker's K. So that's how that was born.
That is interesting. And what was that one moment that influenced you into, starting your music as well, too?
Well, as far as the music and the name and the whole concept was, as I say, I was in awe of the island, the environment, the weather. It was the perfect way to sit, relax, have a cold beer, and just start writing. And so I started putting the whole concept together of the band Walker's K.
Mm-hmm. And of course, we have Gary LeBar and Michael Swain. And Michael, you just tell us how you got started career-wise in music. And Gary, I was going to ask you as well, too, how you got started career-wise in music, too. So, we talked about Walker's K. Let's talk about how you guys got started in music.
Mike, go ahead first.
Yeah, I think the way I got started, I think I seen a band in high school, and I just kind of got into it that way there. And I think with Gary and I, when we got started, we just kind of clicked as friends, and then we just kind of, started working together as a band.
Uh-huh. And of course, who are some of your favorite artists, singers, and musicians growing up?
For me, I think my favorite band would probably be Styx and April Wine, a Canadian band, really great band. And also Boston. I think those are the three main ones I can think of.
That's fantastic. And how about you, Gary?
As far as the music career, I was actually a paramedic, EMT, firefighter in New York. And I didn't get the bug until MTV came out, like in 1982 or so. And that's when I said, well, I want some of that. So I just... I pulled a guitar out. I learned a few chords back when I was a teenager and a youngster from my cousin Lane. She taught me 3 chords, and I just started messing around, but I didn't really pursue any of it. And then I said, you know what? I'm due for a career change. So believe it or not, I got out of the fire department. I put my nose to the grindstone, started learning more chords, started learning about everything I could in the music industry, starting to learn how to write, how to put together, everything about management, recording, the whole thing. I was just so engrossed in it. And then I put my first band together.
That is fantastic, and we'll talk about your singles as well, too, and what's coming up for you. But first, listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with Gary LaBar and Michael Swain from Walker's K here on the Mike Wagner Show, talking about the history of the band, why they named it Walker's K, which is a rather interesting one. And we're going to get to their couple of songs and talk about Tell Me Why and Why Oh Why. That's a couple of releases. And tell us about those two songs.
Well, the first song, Tell Me, is about your typical relationship where a man and woman are together, and then the girl wants to get out of the relationship, but she keeps lying to the guy, saying she really doesn't, but she does. And finally, he catches her doing a lot of different things that is not healthy for a relationship. And then she finally admits it. And, he says, well, tell me what was going through your head, what was going through your mind. Why did you want out of this relationship? And then she finally comes clean. And that's that. It's your typical breakup type of a song, which a lot of people can relate to. And then the song Why Oh Why is basically a song about why oh why is everything going on in the world right now, and what are the issues, what are the problems, what are we doing about it to help each other and to try to get rid of some of these problems. And a lot of people are thinking, like, why oh why is this happening, or why oh why is that happening? So that's the concept behind that song.
Mm-hmm. And also, too, and do you have also other music you want to talk about as well, too? Do you have any plans for 2020 for like a new EP or new releases or anything like that?
Well, we have enough music in the can ready to go, a good another 15 to 16 songs. But we're not really concentrating on the studio aspect right now. We're trying to get everything together for live performances. As you know, with the virus, everything's been closed down. There's been no rehearsals, no performing, no tours, no concerts. So I think our next thing is, to get the band together, to get the rehearsals happening, to get ready for live performances, and also to support those two songs by making music videos. That would be the next thing on our list to do.
Okay. And, of course, we're looking for that as well, too. But first, listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with Gary LaBar and Michael Swain of Walker's K here on the Mike Wagner Show. You had also on iTunes and Google Play, you have a popular #1 song in South Africa. Tell us about that. And South Africa, it's like, of all places, like, what made South Africa kind of like your #1 song? It's an interesting story.
Well, we didn't know anything about that until Mike Stover from MTS, our management company and record label, notified us. And I don't know about Mike, but I was, there's three Mikes here now. We're talking about our management company, Mike. We're talking about Mike Swain. And of course, we're talking about you, Mike. Mike Wagner Show.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah. So, but it was kind of surprising, but not really, because South Africa, a lot of people think about, well, it's on that continent and everything else, and it's not really a modernized type of an area of the world. But however, it is. In South Africa, especially Johannesburg, that type of thing, it's an ultra-modern society. It's like New York City or Toronto or whatever. And for some reason, those people in there, God bless them, they're very receptive to new and independent artists. If you look at the charts, you look at all the data, you look at the entertainment writings all over the world, South Africa seems to be one of the best places for live concerts and also for introducing new artists. So we're very happy about it, but we were quite a bit surprised.
That is surprising as well, too. And any plans on going to South Africa after the pandemic and maybe playing for them or something?
Well, I know we'd love to. I mean, obviously, that would be a great plan to do that. But as of this time, again, there's no specific plans per se to play anywhere because we're waiting for this whole virus thing to get in check, So we'll have to wait and see what happens.
And also, too, I'll also notice that, Gary, you've been a private pilot back some time ago. You also flew to Walker's Cay. And, maybe tell us about some of your piloting experiences before you became a musician.
Well, I actually flew for a living for a while. When I got out of the fire department, I actually, my father always wanted to learn to fly, but because we're 5 kids in our family, he could never really afford it. And when you're trying to learn to fly, it's very, 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 very expensive. So I said, you know what? Once he passed away, I said, I'm going to do something my father always wanted to do. And I had no inclination of even loving airplanes or flying, but I decided to take some flying lessons. And then I was hooked. So then what happened was, I just kept getting more ratings and more ratings and more ratings and learning to fly different aircraft. And then I started flying for a courier company, and I started doing that. And one thing led to another, and I just loved it. And one year, my friends and I, we said, let's go to the Bahamas. We just woke up one day and said, hey, what are we doing in a couple of weeks? Let's go to the Bahamas and I'll fly us. So that's how that worked.
And how about you, Michael? Any interest in flying just like what Gary did?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to flying with Gary in the future. I mean, that'd be just amazing. Yeah, it'd be great.
Oh, yes, it definitely would. And what are your upcoming plans for 2020 and beyond when it comes to new album, new songs, and everything else? What can we expect from you?
That's you, Mike.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, guys.
I think we'll just have. I think we could do more modern stuff. I mean, I'm trying to think what would be the best thing to say for that, Gary. What would you say?
Well, our plans, again, we have plenty of music in the can, we'll say, and we're always writing, Mike, and we're always experimenting and that type of thing. So I think you will see some new stuff, but as I say, the main thing right now for the band is to concentrate and getting the right musicians and a live show together, for the late summer, early fall.
Mm-hmm. And also just a couple more things with Gary LaBarre and Michael Swain from Walker's Cay here on the Mike Wagner Show. And also, who do you consider biggest influences in your careers?
Well, I think Mike said it too, and I think Styx is one. I love Bryan Adams' Styx. Yeah. I love hair bands. Any bands from the 70s, 80s, 90s, Journey, bands like that. Def Leppard, of course.
Yeah, Def Leppard's amazing.
All those guys, hair bands kind of thing. Those are some of my biggest influences, but I'd have to say people that really, really, really know their instruments, unlike today where a lot of people don't even know how to tune their guitar, it would have to be bands like Styx and Toto, those type of bands that were really had hit after hit after hit, but really knew how to play their instruments and write a song. Those are my inspirations.
And then how about you, Mike?
Yeah, I think about very similar, and I think one big band really... I heard them later on in life was actually Genesis. I just love their progressive sound. And phenomenal band.
That is fantastic, and look forward to chatting with you guys as well, too. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
Well, as far as if you want to get into music, here's the thing. A lot of people, of course, start with, little trios or little bands or garage bands, whatever, and that's all fine and dandy. Cover bands, because you learn a lot about music. You learn your chops, you learn this and that and everything. But if you ever want to go far in this and do it as a career or a semi-career, you have to be original. And I don't mean totally doing all original material, but you have to be original, because when you're out there and you're looking for something new to do to become prominent and professional, anything you do that's copy or cover has already been done. So my advice to people is be original. Go out there, try something new, write some music. Doesn't matter if it's 2 chords. It's all about the song. It doesn't matter how good you are in your instrument, nor does it matter how fast you can play your guitar. This noodling and all that stuff. That means nothing. If you can't put it together with a song, you might as well forget it. It's not going to mean anything.
Mm-hmm. That's true. And Michael, how about you? What's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
Yeah, I think that a lot of things that Gary did say, actually, I agree 100%. Basically, it doesn't matter how bad or how good you are. Just write your own music and have your own style.
Mm-hmm.
They just try not to copy. And that's what I notice with a lot of bands. What they do is they get fixated on a certain band and they sound exactly like them, but they don't have originality. And I think that's very important, just like Gary was saying. Just got to be your own music.
And I think that's very important as well, too. Once again, Gary LeBar and Michael Swain from Walker's K on the Mike Wagner Show. Guys, big thank you for your time. You've been fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Once again, tell us about your upcoming projects. What's your website? How do people contact you? Where can people purchase or listen to your music?
Mike?
Yeah, what I could tell you is actually the best way to get a hold of our band is just go to www.walkersk.ca, and K will be actually spelled CAY. And all the links for all the other media outlets we have Twitter, we have Facebook, we have Bandcamp, we have SoundCloud. We have all that stuff where you can just click on the links and you can get them off our website.
Okay, that is fantastic. Guys, a big thank you for your time. You've been fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. And do us a favor, keep us up to date. Love to have you back on 2020 and beyond. You guys have been great.
Thanks, Mike, for having us.
You.
We really appreciate it, and good luck with all your projects.
This feeling when I look into your eyes. Please tell me what's on your mind. Is it something that reverses your lifetime? Please tell me, 'cause I'm not blind. What you gonna say when you turn around and you walk away? Is it something you got to, 'cause you know that you can't stay? Tell me where you wanna go when I see you leaving, then I will know. Whoa. There's a secret that I know is in your mind. Please tell me that it's not lies. When I see you, I can tell that you're not fine. Please help me, 'cause I'm not blind. Tell me what you're gonna say when you turn around and you walk away. Is it something you got to, 'cause you know that you can't stay? Tell me where you wanna go when I see you leaving, then I will know. Whoa. when you turn around and you walk away? Is it something you can't do, 'cause you know that you can't stay? Tell me where you wanna go, when I see you leaving, then I will know. Tell me what you're gonna say when you leave me now, my baby. Tell me what you're gonna do when you slip away. You tell me that you'd always be true. Tell me all the lies you have, so I won't believe you so bad. Tell me all the things you say to blow my mind when you slip away. Whoa.
Thanks for listening to the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.